Welcome to the place where you get to learn how successful people got to where they are today by being ordinary people like you and me. I'm Andres Estrada, and I'm joined by my co-host, Marco Panduro. We started this podcast because we wanted real conversations with people who are building something meaningful or who've already built it.
We sit down with builders, operators, and founders to talk about how they think, the mistakes they've made, and the advice they'd give to their younger self.
If you're early in your journey or are just looking for better questions to ask, this is the place for you. Please welcome our guest, Jorge Vargas. How you doing today, George?
I'm doing great.
Glad to hear that, man.
Nice.
How do you feel? You're on the podcast.
A little bit nervous, but excited. I'm
Nervous.
excited.
Why nervous?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like an excited nervous, you know.
Nice.
You get the little tingling feeling.
Do you like that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it feels cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice.
Is there another type of nervous that you don't like a different?
No, not really. I mean, I feel it's good to feel nervous. Makes you feel alive. So
Makes you feel alive. That's
You
good.
see,
I like
I
that.
like
We're
it.
you're starting good,
I
man.
know,
So then, okay, let's go ahead and tell the audience about yourself. What would you like for them to know from? Can be as early as from when you were born to, or if you want to start high school, college, wherever you want.
yeah, I think what you're trying to get at is who I am.
Mhm.
And I've always found that question pretty interesting because I feel like I'm somebody who is always changing, growing, you know, living life. I feel like even though I'm 25, I'm still growing. It's
Yeah.
really the start of my life. So if you want to know a little bit about me, growing up, I always grew up around hardworking people. So I feel like I'm somebody who's always trying to build something bigger than myself.
Okay.
An early example of that is kind of when I started wholesaling,
Yeah.
kind of getting into this whole real estate business. I didn't know what I was doing when I started wholesaling, to be honest,
Yeah.
or when I started this whole real estate stuff.
Mhm.
So the first taste that I got for it, and you could attest to this, Marco, was our first deal.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that we went through. I mean, we started by helping these two elderly people
Mhm.
who wanted to move out, retire, and not really knowing anything about wholesaling, real estate.
Yeah.
I know that I like relationship building and stuff like that,
Okay.
but figuring out how to help them, and also realizing how much they trusted us.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a little bit of a shock factor. I was like, well, these people really trust us with like
Yeah.
the retirement funds.
Right.
But that's kind of the first taste that I got of real estate. And I was like, I really enjoy this.
Yeah. And real quick, the relationship building part. How did you know you already liked that?
Growing up, I also always played a lot of sports.
Okay.
I don't really consider myself much of an extrovert. I'm kind of like an introvert who enjoys being extroverted with certain people. Like I don't like being the first person that is gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
But if you come up to me and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know, I'm gonna
You'll
continue the
open up.
You'll
conversation.
engage
Yeah,
and
you'll
stuff.
open
up.
Okay.
So playing sports, that always helped me.
Mm.
I got to build relationships with my teammates and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. And that's how you kind of knew, I guess, by the time you were getting into real estate, that relationship building is something you like. You like connecting with people.
Yeah, I really enjoy connecting with people.
Okay.
And
cool.
as time goes on, I feel like I'm learning that I enjoy it more.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
After your first deal, walk us through what happened after that.
After that, I mean, that's kind of the start of what we're building right now. After that first deal, I realized, hey, I really enjoy this. It challenges me. It helps me grow. It helps me connect with people, help them. You know, it was hitting like a lot of stuff that I enjoyed. I've never really been somebody that you would say that enjoys a 9 to 5 sitting at a desk. I like being out in the field. Again, that goes back to me growing up surrounded by hardworking people. And real estate, it kind of just hits all those points. So
You did sports. Did you do any other jobs that kind of helped you with the relationship building, or is it just through the sports you learned that?
I guess so. My first job was actually at a Texas Roadhouse.
Yummy.
I think I was like 14, 15.
Oh, no way.
I was probably like a freshman in high school.
Damn. Is
When
that
I started
is that
working.
illegal? Not for you, but for the
No.
place that hired you.
Which
No.
location? No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not canceling them.
So I probably was around 15 then.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was restricted with the hours.
There you
I
go.
do remember that.
Okay. Yeah. I think 16 is when you're not as restricted, but 15 there's restrictions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I was restricted with the hours, but I was a busser with them, and even then, I didn't have direct interactions with people. But just being in that environment, at first, I was like, "Whoa, what the heck? So many people eating at this place." Even though I've gone to eat there, but like working there, it was a completely different environment.
It's like a different perspective.
But working with with my with the hostess, getting to know everybody else around there, that's kind of where I was like, "Oh, there's a lot of people in this world."
Yeah, interesting. After that job, did you do anything else?
After that, I've done stuff here and there. I've worked with family members, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The next big job I had, I guess, was in Odessa, where I worked at a tire shop.
Odessa tire shop. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Was that a family-based business? Yeah.
No, it was when I was in college over there.
Oh, you went to college in Odessa?
Yeah, I did.
So tell us about that. Your college experience. How was that? What was that look like?
I grew up in Colorado, so I always thought I'm gonna go over there. But then I was like, you know what? There's something that's drawing me towards engineering, and the one type of engineering that I really like was petroleum engineering.
Oh wow!
So I looked up like best engineering schools. Way too overpriced.
Okay. What? How much were they costing?
They're like 100,000, 200,000. Texas A&M.
Do they get paid good like that?
They probably do. I think the starting salary for petroleum engineers is $100,000 here in Texas.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were way too expensive. So I started looking at UTEP. That's kind of when we decided to move over here to El Paso. Oh. And then my dad got a job over there in Odessa. So I started looking at college over there. And I mean, it was a little bit cheaper, I believe. And I was like, I'll be with my dad. So I was like, you know what? I'll go over there. And it was pretty fun. I think I went there for around a year and a half before COVID hit. And then after COVID, it was when we moved back. But it was a fun experience over there.
Was it that they shut down, like your dad's job, like they shut down, and that's why you had to move back?
Yeah, my dad's job, and then I started getting less hours. Yeah. And since it was just me and my dad over there, and my family was over here in El Paso, we were like, you know what, let's just go back.
Interesting. And so then when you say like hard workers, your dad's one of those hard workers, right?
Yes.
That you're talking about.
The two biggest examples of hard work is my mom and my dad.
And neither one of them really did like a 9 to 5?
They both work 9 to 5s, yes. Yeah. That's kind of why I feel like I've always been interested in entrepreneurship, but that's kind of something that I developed by myself because I see my parents working really hard. Right. But we never really talked about investing, stuff like that. But I kind of connected the dots as I started growing my academic career. That's kind of when I was like, hey, you know what? I like this entrepreneur side of stuff.
So like working hard and then applying it to the entrepreneur side. Okay. Yes. Got it.
But then, so you had the entrepreneur like kind of like spirit inside of you, but you were going for petroleum engineering, and UTEP has a good engineer school. So when you came to UTEP, it was still with the idea that you would be doing engineering, right? Where did you switch? What happened there? Like, why aren't you still pursuing the engineering?
I think COVID really changed a lot of stuff for, I think, everybody. I mean, it changed the whole world. Yeah. But I kind of realized that it wasn't really my passion. Okay. So when I moved back to El Paso, went to UTEP, registered. I registered for business, but I think it was just general business. I was like, you know what? I like the entrepreneurial side of stuff more. So I'll pursue business. And that's kind of where I started learning more about this whole real estate stuff, just based off of UTEP. So that's kind of when I got into this.
Was there a specific moment that you realized that petroleum engineering was not the passion?
I don't think there was a moment. I think it just naturally...
Over time.
Yeah, I think I just naturally gravitated more towards business.
Towards business. Do you think it was that something inside of you kind of was always telling you, like, hey, petroleum engineering... in that case, why choose petroleum engineering?
There was a lot of people that worked in the oil field. Okay. Family members. Yeah. And I saw that they enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. And I'm barely similar to them. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Maybe it's something that I'll enjoy too.
And were they petroleum engineers?
No. Just working in the oil field.
Okay. Okay. And so you've had the opportunity. Now, are you first generation to graduate from college?
Yes. From my side of the family, my parents, yes.
That's badass. Congratulations. Nice. That's awesome. Because that's where I'm thinking, like, and even the laborers in the oil fields, they make money, right? Yeah, so then the petroleum engineer that goes, I'm assuming maybe you manage projects, you come up with the plans for how you're going to find the oil, whatever it is. But it's that opportunity that has been now granted to you by God and your parents by their hard work, right? to now go and get a degree, but still be in the oil fields.
Yep.
Now, in this case, you can do something in business via oil. And there's a lot of money in that. Did that thought ever cross your mind?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, even now, looking back, I see some of my buddies went through with it, and I mean, they're making pretty good money.
They went through the petroleum engineering degree? Oh, shoot.
So I see them making good money. I was like, I wonder if like maybe stuff would have been different.
You went that route.
But I feel like I still wouldn't have enjoyed it as much because one of the biggest factors that made me switch was that petroleum engineers have to be based on the oil patches for like 5 to 6 months, and they have to stay there. So that was kind of one of the turnoffs. And
Being
I was
away
like,
from family and all that.
And I was like, I want to have like the freedom to move around a little bit more.
And then you look at those people in like the water too, like those oil plant, whatever it is,
the
and those
offshore.
are crazy.
Yes.
What'd you ever do? Did you think about that too, like being on those?
Yeah, but then you see all this stuff that goes on in the ocean, and you're like, yeah, no thanks.
I don't have this question on here, but what's your biggest fear? Is it the ocean?
That's probably not the ocean.
Sharks?
But it's probably up there. I mean, I think we've discovered like 2% of the ocean.
Right.
It's like it can
Crazy.
like our world is like 60% ocean, and we've only discovered so much, and it's like there's some stuff out there.
Interesting. And so that's kind of what swayed you away. Also, in general, those oil rigs that are in the ocean, like that's also location based, so you'd have to be there, which means you take your family there, but that means you have to move them. What if they don't want to go? That means you have to go by yourself, but then now you're away from family.
Yeah. In the ocean? You move them to the ocean?
What? No, they don't go to the ocean. No, like there's houses like on land.
Yeah, I was like, dang, that's kind of tough, bro.
They have to learn about fish and stuff only. Like that's the school. But so then location wise, it's like, how does it work at that point? You, as new, as these companies find oil, you move along with them. Is that what it is? And they tell you like, hey, we're going here now. For the next 5 years, you're going to be here. That kind of thing? Or
When you're starting off, I think it is. Once you're a more well-developed, well-seasoned, I guess, petroleum engineer, you're kind of just watching gauges, just making stuff doesn't blow up, I guess.
Right. I see. But it does cause you to have to be in that one spot.
Yeah.
Wherever that is.
Yeah. From what I understood and talking to petroleum engineers,
yeah,
we got the opportunity to meet some engineers actually from Chevron and like top dogs like that.
Yeah.
And from talking to them, they're like, sometimes they'll make you like move here, there, and here. But sometimes it's just like you're stuck in one location looking at gauges and running numbers all day.
And that does not seem so attractive to you, does it? Yeah, that's what it is. No. I mean, then you don't talk to many people maybe. I mean, it's just you, your brain, and then looking at...
No relationship building.
Yeah,
you're just there.
So that makes sense. That it wasn't a turn on for you.
Yep.
Now, so then going into this question here, real estate, do you feel like there's a lot of industries within business that you can go in, like petroleum. You can go into oil, right? You can go into finance, medical, technology, softwares. Do you feel like real estate picked you or you picked real estate? And why?
That's an interesting question. I feel like it's a combination. Mm-hmm. I feel like I picked real estate because I feel like I have the free will to do that. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like real estate chose me because something naturally just gravitated towards me that, I mean, one of the first times I was introduced to real estate was with you, if you remember.
Yeah.
We were actually in a business class, international business, and I was kind of looking over into your computer, peeking.
Yeah.
And I saw him running comps, and I was like, I wonder what this guy's doing. Comps. And then we started talking about real estate, and I've always been interested in real estate.
Right.
I mean, I think everybody who thinks about money and how people build wealth, especially in this country, we think about real estate, right? So I was always like, I'm going to end up doing real estate eventually, whether through it's investing or just, going at it right now.
Yeah.
But when we started talking about real estate, I was like, why wait? It's something that we can do right now. And that's kind of what gravitated me towards it.
And one thing that you said there then was you feel like anyone who thinks about money thinks real estate.
Yeah.
But that's the crazy thing. And see, that's a difference in how different people grow up, because I always thought about money since I was 10 years old, let's say. But I never thought real estate ever, because I didn't know what real estate was. Mm-hmm. And when I did think about houses, I thought it was a voluntary thing, like you would just volunteer your time, right, to help someone sell a house or something like that. Mm-hmm. But not that you could own it and it's worth something and it goes up in value. So you just knew that. Now, at what point did you know real estate was a money thing? Like, did you learn that at some point during COVID, before COVID, high school?
It was probably just one of those things. Just growing up, like watching, I guess YouTube videos.
Really?
You would see everybody like, I guess YouTubers, or you'd watch YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Oh, I invested in this property,"
Mhm.
or you'd watch interviews, and they're like, "What advice would you give to people who looking to invest?" "Oh, I just bought this portfolio,"
Yeah.
and so I was like,
Invest
why is
real
everybody
estate, yeah.
buying houses?
But see, George's algorithm is crazy then, because you know what my YouTube was at 13? It was the kissing pranks. You remember
Oh
that?
my
That's what I would watch.
I got those too.
Yeah, but you didn't click on
Yeah,
it.
he had the right mindset.
Yeah,
He had the
dude.
right
No,
mindset.
bro. At 13, I'd stay up till 2 a.m. and I'm watching the kissing pranks, bro.
No,
Like, this is awesome.
I had the jelly bean doing the jelly bean challenge. That's what I had.
Same thing. Yeah.
I was definitely.
I
kinda
never had
nerdy.
real estate,
Yeah.
bro.
I was definitely kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
I
Really?
think one of the first times I realized it was, and I didn't even. I guess I didn't. Not that I didn't know this, but I didn't remember it.
Uh-huh.
But my parents told me, and one of my uncles, I think specifically, was one of the ones that told me that when I used to go to parties, like I was always a kid that would bring a book.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought about it, and I was like, I don't remember doing that, but I was like,
But I guess you did.
but I was like,
Little
Dang.
nerd. I
Like
would
when-
have never guessed.
Yeah,
to be
me neither.
honest.
Me neither.
and even when I was punished, like I still got spanked, and all that.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest punishments my mom would do was she would make me read in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Was that a
Like all
punishment
these,
for you
like,
or no?
like novelas and stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Damn, dude. So then you would read what? How old were you when you would do that? If you could like try to remember.
To
when
be
you
honest,
took
I
the
don't
books.
remember. But
No older than 13. Like, was it even younger? Was it 13?
it was probably around that age.
Damn.
Probably around that age.
Dang. And so then, kind of nerdy. So your YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff has always been what? Like history, science, finance.
Oh no, it's definitely a combination of YouTube pranks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But occasionally I clicked, on
Financing,
on finance
real
and stuff
estate.
like that. Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe even the petroleum engineering and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. Would that pop up on your feed as well?
I honestly don't remember,
Uh-huh.
but it probably was the type of stuff that
Yeah.
that popped up.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were a little nerdy, and we were, we're young, playing, watching these weird things.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask you, because I remember the first day meeting you.
Really?
and-
Describe that. I
Well,
wanna
okay,
know.
wait. I remember one of the first meetings.
Yeah, tell
we
me
had,
about it.
And we were at Coffee Box. That's the one we were
yes.
met. We were at Coffee Box, and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this guy is like, he's locked in right now. He's
Yeah.
older than us. Me and Estrada here
And
are
Daniel
older.
Juarez, yeah.
And Daniel Juarez were all young.
And Diego, I think.
But
Yeah.
you're one of the older ones here,
Yeah.
right? And the mindset, you can definitely see that, and that's why it attracted you. Estrada. It
Mm-hmm.
attracted him to you. So, how did you feel? Meeting up with these guys, and they're all a lot younger than you. With these kids, I guess you can say, especially Estrada looking so young.
Damn.
How'd that make you feel, or what were your first thoughts saying that everyone was younger than you?
I feel like it's a little bit. I feel a little bit ambivalent when it comes to this type of topics. Like there's a mix of emotions, just
Mhm.
because on one side it's kind of inspiring, seeing people younger than me knowing more.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, it's like damn, I should have started earlier.
Mhm.
But the more I get older, I realize that there's no such thing as going back in time and starting younger. It's
Right.
just doing.
Right. Because the best time for you to buy real estate was
now.
5 years ago, and the next best time is today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like the personal growth stuff, same thing.
Yeah.
The first best time was for you to read that book, Think and Grow Rich, 5 years
Mhm.
ago, 7 years ago. Next best time is today.
Is now, yeah.
Interesting.
So, do you remember me when we first met?
Yeah,
No,
tell us-
I don't
Yeah,
remember
tell
the
us,
first
bro.
First
time,
thoughts,
but I know
like-
which time you're talking about.
Yeah, in the coffee box.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the first times you and
For
me
sure.
met.
It was
For
it was
sure.
definitely one of the first times
Because
we met.
you wouldn't
I
go
met-
to Viable because he
yeah,
was all the way over here on a Friday,
Yeah.
you remember?
yeah.
So like that one made sense. You live really far, but then the coffee box was the one that you would go, and we would all go there. But if you had to like think about the earliest memory you have of you guys meeting,
Mhm.
what was it?
It probably is a coffee box. I remember when we started trying to wholesale, we were getting these lists
Yeah.
of people, and like we would call, nobody would answer, but we would still try.
Where would you get the list? I'm trying to go down memory lane here. Like,
So,
you would talk to
I
me
think
about
that was like a foreclosure list.
It was
Yes,
a
I remember.
foreclosure
It was a
list,
foreclosure
yes.
list, and that's not how we got Mermaid or our first deal. But I
No.
remember we were getting cussed at, and we were all learning how to cold call. We were all doing letters and everything like that. I do remember, and we would do actually training sessions in Coffee Box. Like
Yeah.
hey, let's look at this sales video or this. That's when we were doing it at Coffee Box.
Mhm.
We would meet in the morning, right? Like 7 or 8 in the morning.
That was
Yeah.
pretty early. Yeah.
Like 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Friday.
That's
Every
when-
Friday.
Yeah.
Every Friday.
And it's crazy to look back and like, wow, well, like we were there, now we're here.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, Jorge, that, when you first joined the group, would you say that you're changed person, or you still have that old you inside of you? And if you did change, what do you think is the biggest thing that changed about you?
That's a good question. I feel like I haven't really changed, but I've definitely adapted.
Okay.
Which I guess in a sense it is a little bit of me changing. But I've definitely grown. I feel like that's the biggest factor. I feel like I'm not the same person because, I mean, like I was saying, just being surrounded by people that are younger than me, older than me, by all of you guys, I've learned a little bit. I can take something from each of you and, put it into my life and grow from it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've definitely grown.
What would you say is like let's say a certain skill or a certain lesson that would be?
Skill wise, I've definitely gotten more comfortable talking to people, being a little bit more of an extrovert, especially from you. I know that you like being out there, talking to people.
Yeah.
So
I do remember a couple of our first appointments. You were kind of the quiet type.
Yeah, I've always been like that.
Yeah.
A little bit of the quiet type, but I've always said I'm not really like shy per se. I just don't like being the first one to engage in that interaction.
to
But
talk.
why?
I don't know. It's just something that's in me,
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I just don't like being the first person to make contact with people.
Why don't you like it?
It's just I don't know. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Well, it's not always bad, but it's also a skill maybe that I could learn, because I remember one of the appointments we went on, I was doing the talking and he was quiet, and the guy even said, "So he's the boss, huh? Because he's quiet." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What? What? I gotta be more quiet then, I
Gotta
guess."
shut up. So what'd you say? What happened after that? What'd you guys say?
We closed them.
Oh, okay.
It worked.
Fantastic.
It worked. It was
Fantastic.
like
This is
I guess
mermaid?
loud cop and quiet cop instead of good cop and bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the fur driver, one of those.
Fur.
Yeah, it was one of those too. And yeah, that's what happened. But I definitely have seen you talk more and being able to probe more on the calls, the commercial calls you do now.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference since our first appointments together. Which I would say, yeah, that's a skill you definitely learn there.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it definitely is something that I'm working on because, and one of the biggest things that made me realize that I need to be out there more is I was watching this interview. I don't remember by who, but they were saying that by being an introvert, you're robbing people of experiences. And I was
Correct.
like,
I've
you
seen
know
that.
what?
I haven't
Like,
heard of that.
like
Yeah.
I really am because I think I'm a cool guy. If I got somebody to converse with me, I feel like we've had a good time, and also getting to know people. I've also become more curious over time.
Yeah.
Like I've always enjoyed history and all that stuff, but I was like, I should also focus on the other side, which is the future. Building relationships, getting to know people,
Right.
just being curious overall. So,
Yeah.
so it's definitely something that I feel like especially you guys have helped me.
Yeah. Yeah, and overall the field that you're in now, it's like almost
Yeah.
non-negotiable. Where was that from? Yeah, I've heard that before too. It's basically like when you choose not to share your thoughts, and not to push yourself because you feel uncomfortable, you are robbing other people. Because like George, now that George is with us on Bible study, it's like there's a lot of knowledge in that brain
Yeah, I
that
was
we're
like,
like,
what the heck?
I'm thinking George just knows about like cigars and soccer and
Yeah,
football,
yeah.
right? And then he talks and he's like politics, history, the
Yeah,
Bible.
I
Like,
know.
it's like, wait a
I was
minute.
like, well, you should be up here teaching, bro. What is going on? I'm getting locations wrong. He's like, actually. I was like, what? Be up here with me.
Yeah, so that's true. I forgot where that's from, but yeah, that's a good point. Now, then, when you say you're working on what? Because it's okay to be an introvert,
Yeah.
but are you working
yeah.
on trying to convert to extrovert, or what are you working on?
No, I think there's like a median where I want to be, because like I said, I don't want to be that person that's just like loud and
Sure,
like
sure.
like seeking attention the whole time.
Right.
But I definitely feel like there's certain times where I should speak up, and share my points, talk to people,
Yeah.
even start a conversation.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I feel like I need to start doing a little bit more.
Yeah. And like I believe the art and the skill of communication is the one that drives your results in life, because if comparing it, let's say we got two surgeons. You have two surgeons, the one who is the best in the world, absolute best, and then the one who is like number 5. If between the two they go interview for the same position, but the one that's number 1 doesn't know how to communicate his value and his skill, but number 5 does, number 5 will get the position. There's a higher chance because he communicated as if he is the best.
Yeah.
He communicated it that way. They're both really good, but one was able to communicate as if he was number 1. The other one is number 1, but doesn't have the skill to communicate. So communication is extremely, extremely important because you can take that to your relationships at home, business, friends, at the gym. Like you can take it everywhere to get more of what you want out of life, all because you took the time to learn how to communicate what you want, which is very good that you're trying to make that better. Now, like you said, there's like a medium where you want to be, which is what matters because you're not supposed to be the same as Marco.
Oh, yeah.
Not supposed to be the same as me. You need to be your own person and use your gifts. And it's a skill to know like when to be quiet and when to talk, right? And as so far, do you feel like you've gained a better understanding of, let's say, speaking to sellers, of when to say, what to say, when to be quiet, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I feel like just applying it overall onto all the appointments I've gone to.
Yeah,
I feel like I've definitely learned a lot from that because you learn what type of stuff is okay to say. Maybe it's okay to be a little bit goofy sometimes, or be a little bit more on the serious side. Get to really know your seller, and it comes back to that whole relationship building stuff. You need to really get people to trust you,
right?
Because a lot of the times, they're making big decisions. So being comfortable with each other, between the seller and us, it really helps them. So I feel like I've definitely learned a whole lot from that.
That's good. How long have you been? When would you say was your first time that you started in real estate? Like what month and what year?
Month and year. It was probably, we started trying to wholesale. Yeah. It was around November, December of 23, I believe. But we really didn't get to it until January of 24, which is when we met Jose.
Right. And then
that's when we started. Yeah. But by February, we were already out there in appointments. March, May was our first under contract.
That was Mermaid.
Which was Mermaid.
Mermaid, yeah. Two elderly people, I remember.
Yeah. So then, okay. But you'd consider starting, even though like momentum hadn't built yet, November maybe of 2023.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. So it's been over 2 years. That's good.
Yeah.
And the time passes by quick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you start realizing the older you get.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel old.
You're not
old.
old.
I feel like even when I'm 35, 40s, I'm still going to feel young. But you definitely realize how fast time moves, especially after you graduated. Right. After I graduated, I was like, it feels like I just started college yesterday and I wanted to get it over with. And now that it's over, it's like, whoa.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Yeah. Ever since high school, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Boom, that was fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like you're in elementary thinking like, you're going to graduate this year. Oh man, that's so far. And then you're like, damn.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then COVID, like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was like a blink, just like it made it pass even faster.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, how long would you say COVID lasted? Like it was like a 2-year thing, like of isolation.
It felt like it was around 2 years.
Yeah.
But it also felt like it was last year, and it's probably been
5 years,
5-6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that one. What were you in high school when COVID hit?
No, I had already graduated high school, and that's when I moved to Odessa to start college over there. Right. And then I was working, and I believe I was finishing either my first or second semester. I believe it was probably my second semester over there.
And then you had to go full virtual, but you.
I actually didn't.
No, what'd you do?
No, I took a semester off. I believe I took a semester off, and then when I came back to UTEP, which was in January. I don't remember what year it was, but they had finally opened up the classes and they allowed you to come back. So I think actually maybe I did a semester virtual now that I think about it.
Yeah. Interesting. And the let's say you were, there's no time machines, but let's say you could talk to Jorge Vargas back then. What life advice would you give him? Like, let's say 2 things. What 2 things? You can only say 2 things because you're only going to be there for 3 minutes. So you can only say 2 things to your younger self. What would you say?
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin.
Looks at the camera. It's a good one. Okay, next thing. That's number 1.
No, I feel like
No, that was your one, bro. You gotta go.
Come
to your
on.
other one.
We're very strict here.
Very strict.
You got to.
I don't know. Just I feel like the very first thing I would say is just do.
Mm.
Just because I feel like a lot of moments I've thought about doing stuff, but I haven't acted upon them. So I would just tell myself, you know what, go for it and just do. And I don't know. I feel like that's probably gonna be the number one thing. I feel like I wouldn't need two things.
You wouldn't need the second thing.
No.
Are you sure?
I would just tell myself, just do.
Yeah. Interesting. Damn. Are you sure? No, number two. Huh?
But what if he's like, just do? So your younger self goes into petroleum engineer. He's like, he told me just do.
Well, you never know. Maybe petroleum engineer would have worked. So maybe I should have done.
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay.
That's interesting.
Now then, looking at your current like life structure, the way you've set it up for yourself now. So there, we just kind of talked to your past self. You would tell him, hey, just do it. Like, just do whatever it is that you want to do in that moment. Like, stop procrastinating it. Stop putting it aside. Now looking at where you're currently at, is there anything you would change? Let's say it's a world where God tells you like, hey, you get to choose where you're going to be at 25, and let's say you're 23, right? And so you get to choose what 24 to 25-year-old George's life looks like. Is there anything you would change?
I don't think so. I think the biggest part is the journey, not the destination. I think that's what people say. And as time goes on, I feel like that really, I feel like that really is something that I have grown to like, the journey. So I feel like I wouldn't change much. Just because no matter what the destination is, I feel like I just need to enjoy life, do stuff without regretting it, and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, just enjoy it. And have you been enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I feel like I have. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I should have done this, I should have done that, like you were saying, like you were kind of asking me.
Yeah.
But then I realized all the stuff that I have done, and that's when I'm like, whoa, I've done a lot of cool stuff,
Yeah.
I graduated.
Yeah.
I played the sports that I wanted to play. I've had moments with my family that I cherish.
Yeah.
So overall, I feel like it's been good.
You've enjoyed it. And so looking into the future, do you have, when you think about your future, like, do you like to think of it as like a plan that you want to create so that you can kind of guide yourself on your decision making, or kind of like a go with the flow type of thing? Whatever happens, I'm going to enjoy it anyways.
I feel like it's a mix. I definitely do have a plan of stuff that I want to do.
Okay.
But if it doesn't end up happening, which, it's a possibility for everyone, I feel like I'm still going to enjoy the fact that I attempted it, I feel like I would have regretted it more had I looked back and I was like, oh, I didn't at least give it a shot,
Yeah. So as long as you do the thing that you want to do, in that moment, you feel like, looking back, you'll be like, nah, no regrets.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's interesting because you're going to have bumps up and down. You're talking about, when things go hard, you're like, you know what? Better than this than regret, which kind of goes into my next question is, you've had your bumpy roads, you've had your trials, you can say throughout these years, since we first met. What is that one thing that keeps you going, I guess, when you're down? When you get that bumpy road, and sometimes I don't know, it might be when you quit or just something gets out of line.
Yeah.
Is it a certain lifestyle? Is it an item? What would be that one thing that keeps you going?
For me, it's always been my family. I feel like, going back to what I was saying, two of the hardest working people I know are my parents. But then outside of that, I've always had a tight-knitted family, whether it's my cousins, my grandparents, anybody in my family. We've always really been connected and there to support each other.
Yeah.
And even if it's not support, we've always been there to create good times, good memories. And I feel like I cherish those more than like support itself. So I feel like, going back to your question, that's one of the biggest things that has helped me push forward, which is my family. Just the idea of what I'm going to be able to provide for them in the future, and also the memories I'm creating right now. I feel like that's something that definitely helps.
So like a lifestyle for them, like, the house, don't worry about the bills, stuff like that. You can say maybe like a lifestyle for them.
Yeah, something like that.
Got it. How about lifestyle for you? Do you have that in mind?
I definitely do, but the majority does include, doing stuff for them.
Yeah.
I feel like I get more joy, like, doing something for my parents, doing something for my little brothers, hanging out with my cousins. Even if it's not providing something for them, just living in the moment with them, I feel like that's definitely the stuff that makes me happy.
I was about to ask, like, so family is number one, but it wouldn't matter to you if you guys were either in a huge mansion or living under a bridge?
I don't think so, because I'm not living in a mansion right now, and we're pretty happy. So.
And you're happy with them, and that you would say that's your main driver for, I guess, your goals. Like it's fuel.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. So talk to us about your family. Who's in your family? You don't have to give us names. Just kind of like.
No, I'm just kidding. So
Social Security.
My dad, my mom. Well, it's because when you ask who my family is, I can give you everybody. Because like I said, we're such a tight knitted, I guess, structure.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know George's like family tree. So you can go in whoever you consider to be immediate. Where it's like I think of these when I think family, I think of 20 people. Who are they?
Yeah, it's my mom, my dad, couple of my aunts, couple of my uncles, cousins, my little brothers.
How many aunts and uncles do you have, George?
I have quite a few.
Yeah. How many? Tell me. I want to know.
I don't know the number, but
but it's a lot.
No, it's a lot.
It's because he's trying to join the family tree.
I know he is.
Yeah. And then would these be aunts and uncles on mom and dad's side, or just one side?
I'm definitely more connected to my dad's side of the family.
Okay.
But I don't discriminate against my mom's side, right?
Sure.
But definitely more towards my dad's side. But I still have people from my mom's side that I'm very fond of too.
Gotcha. And I'm mainly asking because it's like not everyone shares that value of that family is you're that close, and sometimes it's because you either didn't grow up with them, so you didn't connect very well with them.
Yeah.
Another could be that some people think blood doesn't mean anything because even they'll screw you over. And most of the people I've met, they are not as close as you are to your family. So that's why I'm like, teach us, like, what did you do? How come your family is so close?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that came naturally. I mean, my dad has always been the type of person that goes out of his way to do stuff for family members.
Okay.
And also going to visit them.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff like that. I mean, just hanging out with them. Back in our hometown in Mexico, every year we would throw a big party for my great grandma, all the way up until she lived. I think she was like 114.
No way.
By the time, somewhere close to that.
That is
at least
impressive.
like 110.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was like the one event that would drag everybody back over. My cousins, aunts, uncles.
So you got to be old too when you grow up. You got to try to be old.
120.
120.
You know, it's kind of funny because from my dad's side, the men live less than the women, but then from my mom's side,
the men live longer.
Yeah, the men live longer. So I'm like, either I'm gonna die really young or I'm gonna live really old.
It's a 50-50 chance.
120.
Interesting. So
but
like that,
that's definitely an event that drew us all together every year, all the way up. And even after she passed away, I mean, we still go back to our hometown or visit each other. And stuff like that.
How often do you guys, or where's your family spread out? Like,
we're everywhere. I mean, we have family back in Colorado, Texas, Arizona, a lot, and still in Mexico and Chihuahua specifically. But we have family everywhere, pretty much, all the way up to Alaska.
All the way up to Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah. And even with that family, you would say you're close?
Oh yeah.
No way.
That's
From
what I'm
Mexico
saying.
to
Bro.
Alaska.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the one that lives
How do you do that?
in Alaska is one of my cousins, and we grew up together, you know, pretty close too.
Yeah. So like when you guys get together, it's like not awkward. You guys are like
No.
there's a vibe there.
Yeah.
You guys are close.
I feel like a lot of people get awkward when you don't see them for a long time, but it's like I don't even have pictures with some of my cousins, and we're pretty close.
And you're close. And would you say then, or you did say that on your mom's side, you don't discriminate, but you're not as close to them.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is? Like, what's the difference there?
I feel like I see, like, it goes back to that thing of I see my parents' side more. From my mom's side, I think people are more further down into Mexico. And we haven't visited them in a long time. When I was younger, we definitely traveled a whole lot more with, like, my mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
But
and so you'd say the only variable there is the fact that you visit, since dad's side is closer, you see them more often, therefore you're closer to them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's it? That's the only variable?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would have been something like bad blood. Like
No.
So none of your family, mom or dad, there's bad blood between siblings, aunts, uncles, parents, nothing like that?
There probably is. I mean, pretty normal family, but I mean, that I am aware of,
Yeah.
No.
Well, see, but you say pretty normal family, but your family sounds like a family I
Awesome.
want to be a part of.
Fun.
You guys are.
I appreciate that,
Because
George.
I don't know. It also extends to friends. I mean, they say that you could only count that you should only count the amount of friends that you can trust with, like, one hand, two hands.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I have a lot of friends that I trust.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. He does invite us to his cookouts
With his
watch
dad and
fights.
stuff, yeah.
He cooks amazing food, by the way, guys.
He does.
If he ever invites any of you guys overseas, make sure you ask him for some food.
Yeah, make sure you go.
Make sure you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting. And so, like Marco, your family, would you say your family is as close and connected as George describes his?
I feel like he's very close to all around his family. I feel like for me is mainly immediate, and maybe some family members, like both dad and mom side, but not like the whole family. More like this.
Like there's a good cousin.
Yes, exactly, like that. My immediate family, yes, but yeah, again, other family is more like you choose and pick because everyone has their own past, stuff like that.
Exactly.
There's bad blood in mine.
Exactly, in mine too.
Yeah. But not Jorge, so we all spend the night at his house.
Not Jorge.
And I'm probably over exaggerating a little bit, but it's probably just
that's how you feel.
That's just how I feel,
which is good, which how it should feel. Yeah,
because it's definitely not like all
perfect.
The family.
Sure,
and it's definitely not perfect.
Right,
but just the cousins that I've always hung out with.
Yeah.
The aunts and uncles I've always hung out with. Mm-hmm. It's just always been, for the most part, a good experience.
Exactly. So, like, from what you can recall off the top of your mind, there isn't any bad blood. So that already says, like, even if you are over exaggerating it, it's like you're not. You're still trying to base it off of your recollection, and it's like, no, I don't remember anything being like bad. Where not that you got in a fight with them, but what if your mom and her sister? Because siblings fight, and sometimes these siblings don't talk for years, and you always hear it. It's like, yeah, my sister passed away, and we were in a fight for like 10 years, and you didn't say sorry. That's the part that to me
it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy because family is important, and so I'm trying to get your secret out to the audience so that they can fix their family situation, right? But that's why I'm trying to say, like, why do you think it is the difference? And but you're still thinking that it's only because you saw them more. It was their love between you guys. Was there like they grew up super close? They grew up like what? Is there anything else that you can think of?
No, it just comes down to that. The fact that we saw each other pretty often, and just made memories. I think when you think about when you love somebody, the first thing you think about is specific memories. So as long as you're creating and building relationships with people with ties back even to the real estate stuff, you're gonna get to know them very good. And you're gonna like them and like being around them.
Yeah, interesting. That's good. Okay,
nice.
And so when it comes to your core values, kind of like what this is your current family. So your future family, wife, kids, what's your plan there? Do you have a plan as to how you're going to want to show them how to live? The new family.
I feel like yes, but then at the same time you think about it and you're like, you can't really control how your kids are going to be. I guess you can in a sense, but you're not always going to be able to execute what you have planned. Mm-hmm. But I definitely do have a plan. I do plan on having a wife one day, having multiple children. And,
how many kids?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's definitely not going to be one, but I don't know.
And it's not going to be 10.
No.
It'll be like, would you want a lot of kids?
I don't know. It's just
so we could all be a godfather to each kid.
Exactly, bro. You got like 6 people in this office who want to be godfathers.
So that's 6 kids.
6 kids. 6 kids. There you go.
That's your minimum.
So it doesn't really matter too much, like if you have 2, 4.
No, getting into the specifics, no, not really.
Okay. But you said family, wife, kids. What else?
A dog, maybe.
The dog. Not a horse.
I definitely want to have horses.
Oh, he already has a horse.
He has got some horses there, yeah. And you said because because it's too far in the future that you don't like to necessarily think about it, or what was that?
No, I mean, from one side it's that it's a little bit too far ahead, and from the other side it's because you really never know what's going to happen anyways. So like I said, even if you plan for it, I mean, it could go a million ways, So as long as I have somebody by my side, a wife, and we have kids that we're going to love, I'm also going to try or at least attempt to teach them the values that my family has passed down, and, just try to do the best.
Nice.
And from those values that have been passed down to you, Would you say you agree 100% with those to the point where you 100% pass those down?
It's not really that I don't agree 100%, and really a lot of values, a lot of times it's just up to perception. But I do believe that I wasn't taught bad stuff. So I feel like it is worthy of passing it down, those family values, visiting people, not just when they're healthy, being there in the bad times and stuff like that.
And so maybe it's not like so much that they're not bad values, but what about values that were incomplete or that now through your experiences in life have found a better value to replace it? Like, do you have any of those in mind that you're like, I was taught this, for example, 9 to 5. I was taught that this is the way to make it in life, when in reality, there's multiple ways to make it in life. You define it for yourself. I would like things like that. Do you have any of those that you yourself would replace that you were taught that you would not teach to your kids?
That's a good question. And I would say yes and no, just because there is a lot of stuff that I have been taught that I have learned that maybe does change, growing up. Everybody always tells you go to college, graduate, you're going to make a lot of money. Yeah. You're not. Yeah. It doesn't always work out, Right. Especially right now in the current climate that we have, Yeah. There's a lot of people who graduated and don't have jobs. Yeah. So there definitely is stuff like that, but I feel like you should also have the liberty and give the liberty to your kids to decide, what they want to do. Not everybody wants to be rich, not everybody wants to do this and that. Right. But I feel like there's kind of like a middle ground, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Of stuff that you can pass down and stuff that, it's not going to work in the future. What we know now is also not going to work in the future, because we could say like,
because it changes,
like, hey, get rich, and maybe in the future we have robots that do everything for us, so we don't even need to get rich.
We need to get rich in like happiness or something, or in time.
That's interesting.
Now then, when it comes to like your plan, you were talking about like, since you can have a plan, but then either not be able to execute it fully, or it just doesn't happen that way. I'm under the belief that, for example, you said as long as you have the wife and the kids, but if you never planned for it or took the first step to go get it, how can you be so sure that it's going to happen?
It's a good question. And I do agree with you with if you plan for failure, you're going to fail. So I definitely get what you're trying to say. But like I said, I'm definitely planning for a wife, for kids. I just don't know the specifics of it. And like, I'm not too concerned with like how it happens or when or how many kids. Yeah. Because you never know, Yeah. I can meet somebody tomorrow. I can meet somebody in 10 years, 20 years. I might be 50 by the time I get married, which hopefully I'm not, right? But
yeah.
No, you'll just never know. Good girl.
but then the when. There you go. So there's the when. So like, doesn't it scare you? Doesn't it scare you that it could be when you're 50 because you don't have planned for? You haven't planned for like, no, like I planned for it to be here because I'm going to start doing this, and this, or whatever it is. The when doesn't scare you?
It does. But it's the same thing. Like I'm pretty sure you guys would have wished that we would have met somebody when we were, a childhood love. You see people who knew each other from high school and got married right out of high school. You see a lot of athletes that go through that type of stuff, and we didn't. So it's like, even now at our age, we still haven't found somebody. There's nothing that's going to guarantee that we would have found somebody earlier or later. So, life's just going to happen.
Yeah.
I like that mindset.
Like what I'm trying to say is that you just don't know when it's going to happen. And there's nothing that can guarantee that it would have happened earlier or it would have happened later.
So would you say like yes and no? Would you say because people, it's like you don't know when it's gonna happen, but I feel like you can progress it longer. Like I want to be rich, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't know. But you can be like, I want to be rich by 10 years. So you work so hard that you might
be closer to
progress it in 12 years. But what about the guy that says 20 years? But since he's thinking 20 years, it might be in 22 years. Would you say that might go and handle what you're saying? As in, the guy who set plans for 5 years might get it in 7 years, or it could be 3 years. You know what I mean? Would you say like putting a time limit on it could help that mindset instead of,
No, it definitely, I get what you're trying to say. And yes, I agree. It's just like, I don't know, just I guess the topic specifically for marriage is one of the things that I'm not planning in the near future because it's something I'm not focusing right now. But I definitely do think that you have to plan for the stuff that you want to do. Like right now we're planning to build wealth for ourselves and the people around us, and to be able to build wealth for other people in the community and stuff like that. So I definitely do agree that you have to plan for that type of stuff. But like just specifically for that other type of stuff, just I don't know. It's not in the near future, I guess.
Well, I mean, Estrada did ask me this question, and I said yes. He said no.
Here's the question:
Is if the woman you knew you wanted to marry, you met her today, would you marry her in the position you are?
That's a good question. You said yes?
I said yes, but I have my reasons, and I'll tell you my reasons. He said no because he has his reasons. You can take time to think about this, by the way. Like, genuinely think about it. It's okay.
I would say yes.
Okay, why
just because if you knew that this is the person, then no matter what the struggle is, they're going to stay with you. And there's nothing better than knowing that when you made it, this person was with you during the struggle. So, I mean, it's pretty much going to guarantee your mind that they're there for you and not for what you have, which I think is like the biggest fear that everybody has, that like, oh, I'm going to get rich, but then who am I going to share with this? That's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
What was your reason?
Mine was because the right woman will 10 times who you are right now. Like, if she truly is the perfect woman for you, she's supposed to 10 times it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Multiply you. If she's not doing that, then maybe she's not the right woman, right? Like, at home or at work, you know what I mean? Being that support for you, and you to her as well. You're supposed to be multiplying her as well. You know what I mean? So that's why it was my yes, because why would I not want to grow faster? In a sense, that was my mindset. Yeah. Why'd you say no again?
Yeah. I think it was...
Well, you're wrong. Damn. I'm just kidding.
I think my answer was no. My flesh says no because I'm nowhere near the man that I want to be.
Yeah, it was something like that.
But if it was her, like she was actually the one because God, like God's the one who like put her on the path and whatever, and it was God saying, no, this is it, dude. Like take it or leave it. Like this is the one, right? You had this. So then I would say yes at that point.
Okay,
right?
That makes sense.
But if it was like my flesh got to make a decision, it would say no.
Okay.
As much as it's like, yeah, she's the one. My flesh would be like, if she's the one, she'll come back. I'll have her. She'll be there in 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, because she's the one, right? And then that's where I'd make the decision.
And that's a tough mindset to have. She'll come back.
Which I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer. Yeah. But that's definitely that was my first reaction to like I'm not the man that I want to be, but like if you 100% know she's the one, like why not?
Yeah. Right. But we won't know. That's the thing. The truth is that we don't know if she's 100%.
Let's say though there was that scream that said she's the one.
You have a dream. God's like, wake up, Lucken.
Yeah. Like if that was there. Now in real life, you won't ever know, and that's where it's like in the moment you just have to like make the best decision according to it.
Not until you're dead, she's dead, and
and then all the secrets of the world are revealed.
Yeah.
At that point, but we have to pass away first. Yeah. Now then fear wise, like. Specifically, and you had said that it's not with all goals or all things that you don't like to plan for and some that you do, right? Specifically the marriage one. My question was going to be like the fear then of you having a plan and failing at the plan is greater to George than the fear of it never happening because you never planned for it. That's what it sounded like to me. Is that a correct assumption?
Can you repeat it?
So because everything has like its pros and cons.
Yeah.
You can either come up with a plan and execute it as best as you can. And there's a chance you still don't get what you want at the end.
Yeah.
And so there you just sacrifice 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is you had to sacrifice to execute that plan, and you still didn't get there.
Yeah.
Some people don't do the thing just because of that. They're like, there's a chance I still don't get there. And the other one is you don't plan for it. Because you're like, look, I have no control over it anyways, which is true because God's plan is the only plan that is in full effect.
Yes.
But then there's the fear at that point is like, if I never plan for it myself, how can I ever have control of me having the life that I want to have, or the results I want, and the friends I want, the money I want, the places I want. Both of them come with a pro and con. So like this other one here, it sounds like you're more on that side, which is where you don't have the plan. But there, what scares me is like in 10 years, because you didn't plan, you had no control over where you landed, right? And so my question to you is, between the two, which one scares you more? And is that why you end up choosing one over the other?
I feel like that when you realize that there's just so much complexities, there's too many turning wheels, there's too many wheels turning. There really isn't a right choice of what to be scared of, because for like in one way you could plan out your whole life and it's not going to go that way, but then if you don't at least try to do it just because you're scared, I mean, that's also wrong. But I feel like the point that I land in is that just because I don't have a plan doesn't mean I'm not going to attempt to do it. I'm still going to try to do it. And you have to approach it with the mindset that it is going to work out, but you also have to be conscious that it might not. If that makes sense.
But then doesn't that kind of lead to the whole thing of if you don't fully believe in it, if you don't burn all your bridges, there's a high chance of failure. Because you didn't give it your all.
Like I said, if you plan for failure is what you're going to get.
Or no plan at all.
But I just feel like it's just really hard not to be conscious of the fact that you can fail. That's like one of the things that is, I don't know, I guess it might just be for me. There's just a scenario where it doesn't work out. Does that mean I'm not going to believe in that moment that I can do it? No. Like, I fully believe that I'm going to get to the place where I want to be, and I'm planning for it.
That's good.
But I just consciously know, even if it's 0.001%, that there is the possibility that it didn't work.
It didn't work.
So maybe, well, what about this? So let's say someone's having that objection. Someone's having that mindset, failing, planning for failure, or don't know where to go, stuff like that. Or maybe in the mud, going back to being in the mud.
Yeah.
What would your advice to someone that's having that objection right now, or at least dealing with that right now? They're young or old, older, having those objections, those thoughts, that's fear. Again, planning for fear. What advice would you give them?
It goes back to the advice I would give myself. Just that one advice, just do. I mean, you're not going to know until you try it. And you can plan for one thing, it might not work. You can plan for another, it might not work. You can think that you're not going to fail, and you can fail. So just do.
Just do. It's good. I like that. Nice. I like that. And so then if you had to go ahead and do, and this is going to take time, I expect you to think about this for a while. All right? If George Vargas had to, because like you said, you do have a bit of a plan, and it's more about your awareness that you could fail. Because you're right, there's people out there who are delusional to the point where they're like, no fail. Now, that type of person is Elon Musk. But he has done, now, some parts of his life are a mess, but from what he has done, it's because he said, I'm not giving up. Like, it's not going to fail before he keeps going, right? I personally live with the fear of, I rather give it my all, 100% of the time at 100%. And then at the end, I lived with no regret because I gave it 100% the full time. But I do live with the awareness that, hey, there's a chance that, well, actually, my thing is that I look at it like, it's not going to go exactly how I planned. It's not. And I'm okay with that. But the overall end goal will happen, which for me, and this is where the question will come from, is fulfillment. I might not get to 200 million, right? But that's not the overall end goal. The overall end goal is to be fulfilled. And so asking God for wisdom to lead me to be fully fulfilled, whether at 100 mil, 10 mil, a bill, it's like, and using money just because it's measurable, like to compare, right? So that's it for me, just the fear of, and that's why I was asking, which one are you scared more of? I'm more scared of no plan and thinking that, hey, you know what? There's a chance it doesn't happen. Because then I'd have no motivation to do it. I'd have no motivation to go for something if I was thinking there's a chance this doesn't work, because then why do it at all? Instead, I'd rather think it's going to freaking happen and I'm going to make it happen. Right? And that's why I was wondering where your mind was at. Now, with the question here for your goal, if you had to envision George's life, this is kind of like a question Marco asks, at 60, 70 years old, the overall goal for what you'd like your life to look like, what does that look like?
60, 70, it's kind of old.
Yeah.
So
You can even go 80.
I'm definitely gonna be chilling by then.
Remember, he's living till 120 years old.
Yeah,
But-
that's only halfway.
That is true. No, I mean, if you're asking what I envision for my future, I don't think I'm gonna be the type of person that's gonna be like fully retired.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like doing. Like
Mhm.
I'm starting to enjoy, even if it's minimal work.
Mm-hmm.
I've started to realize that I like it.
Mhm.
Even if it's doing a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely do think that I'm still gonna be, doing some stuff, whether it's like investing with stocks, doing that type of stuff, or I mean,
Mhm.
by the time we're 80, 70 years old, there's probably gonna be robots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there is, but
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be
But
cool.
just I'm still definitely gonna be doing. Family wise, I'm gonna have my wife, kids, parents. Hopefully they'll still be alive.
Yeah.
Everybody's retired. I've been able to retire them, and I'm just living life.
And so, family, you have grandkids?
Probably by
70,
then,
80
yeah,
years old?
70.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you live?
It's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I haven't explored enough of the world to know where I would live.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the U.S. I love Mexico.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a lot of cool places that I haven't been to that I'm gonna go to,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll live one of those places.
Yeah.
Travel vlog coming soon, guys, for
Yeah.
Jorge to
Hopefully.
find where he wants to
Hopefully.
live.
Find where he wants to live. And then the other part then is you said like stocks, you mentioned stocks, but what is George, what do you think George is going to want to be doing at 70 years old? Is he like, because then it doesn't have to be work related. It could be like, I don't know, building schools in Africa, building schools in Mexico, giving your time.
For more philanthropic stuff, definitely building something.
Mm-hmm.
Ties it back to the real estate of me wanting to build, kind of get a little bit of monopoly going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But definitely give it back to the community. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people just say it, but I feel like it's something that it makes you feel good, first of all.
Yeah.
But it's also really cool to see when you're able to provide for other people
Mhm.
and how much it means to them and just being able to give back. So definitely something like that. Something like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, right now I don't know 100% what it looks like, but
Right. Which we never will.
yeah.
And the overall vision is for sure, like you said, retire everyone. So like your people who are of the age, they don't have to work. You
Yeah.
take care of them that way. I like that.
Nice. I like
Well, that's good. That is all we have for you guys here today. Marco, you
Yeah.
want to do the outro?
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope you guys liked that. I certainly did.
Yeah.
I think we
Thank
had
you, George.
just a little different talk more than we had with our other guests, but we're going to have more to come.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge gave his final advice, so go ahead and take notes because it was some pretty good advice. But if you guys want to see us talk about something specific, if you guys liked it, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Make sure to follow, subscribe, add us, wherever you're watching this, wherever you're hearing this, or even Reels, go ahead and let us know, and we'll see you on the next one.